Okay, great. So let's start. So before starting, let me introduce myself. So my name is Afsan, and I work in a product-based company called as Cargill as a data scientist. Okay, and I will be taking your Python classes for the initial phase. Then, so basically, this is how the course is structured. So first few days, for example, 3 days will be your basics of Python. So why this class? So that everyone can understand and everyone can be on the same path of how Python works. Okay, so after this Python class is over, then we will give you the basics of stats and basics of ML. Okay, so don't think that this is the only course. This is the just a glimpse of what we're going to teach in the future classes, so that everyone is comfortable with it. Okay, so this is the purpose of doing it. So now let me share my screen. Okay, so I hope everyone can see my screen. Yeah. So before starting the Python class, let's try to understand few points here. Okay, the first thing is make sure that everyone has access to LMS account. Okay, so LMS is nothing but it is the management system. So basically it's a platform where you can see all the videos, okay, of the recorded session. For example, let's say someday you miss the class and you want to see the recorded session, so you can just log into this LMS account and you can just see the recorded videos. Okay, check the access of the Google Drive link. So basically, whatever notes that I will be making in the live classes, okay, whatever notes that I will be making in the live classes, what you guys have to do is you have to, if you want to see that notes, so you will get a Google Drive link. So that Google Drive link, you can just open it and you will see all the files there, which I will be doing in the live classes. Okay. Then what I want everyone to do is I want everyone to create an account on GitHub and Kaggle.com. Okay, so what I will do is so I'm just giving this link in a chat box. So everyone, please click on this link and create your account. It's not necessary that you create today only or now only. No, you just save this link at somewhere in your place and you can just create an account here. So while creating an account, it will just ask the basic thing that what's your name, email address, password and stuff like that, and just use survey questions. Okay, why you want to use this and stuff like that. That you can put anything of your choice. Okay, there is no restriction. You can put anything of your choice. That is survey form. Okay, the survey form is just for their record and stuff like that. Okay, so there will be no problem in this. So this is github.com. Now why we are doing this, what is the purpose of doing this, everything will be taught you in the main class. Okay, so when the right time comes, you will be exposed to each and everything, so don't worry about that. Okay, then you should have an account on Kaggle. Okay, so let me explain you what Kaggle is in a very simple words. For a content writer or a content creator, you have YouTube, right? For let's say professionals, you have LinkedIn. For data scientists, we have something called as Kaggle.com. So in this Kaggle.com, you can create an account and you will get each and everything there. Okay, so let me open it and let me show this to you first. So in this, as you can see, you can get each and everything. You can go to home, competition, data sets, code, courses, and more stuff. Okay. So this is what you mean by Kaggle.com. So if you are a data scientist, you always should work with this kind of website. Again, same thing. I'm just giving you the link, create and keep. Okay. When the right time comes, I will tell you how to use it, how to work with it. Okay. So we'll wait for the right time. In the initial phase, I'm just telling you which all the website that you should make an account, so that in the later phase when we will start, so everyone will not start creating accounts, so it will be a delay of time. Okay, just for that purpose I'm telling you this. Again, let's come to now what I will be doing is I will be using something called as code share. Okay, code share is nothing but it's a editor. So code share. Okay, so this is a link. I will copy this and I will paste in the chat box. So basically, oh sorry. So basically, whatever I will be writing here now, everyone will get everything on their laptop automatically. Okay, of course, you have to open this link which I have given you. So example, if I write, okay, so if you open this link, the same thing you can see, you can copy in your editor and you can just work parallelly with it. Okay, and guys, let me tell you one more thing. Okay, so my style of teaching is very simple, that I don't teach everything at a very fast pace. No, what I do is I do the coding, then you do the coding. Okay, in the live class only, you run the code, you check it, and if it's working, then only we will move together. It's not like that I will code and I will tell you to code afterwards. No, I don't care about the time here. The only thing is I want everyone to be focused on this particular thing and everyone should get each and everything here. Okay. Okay. Then again, let's go to OneDrive. Okay. So all the topics will have an assignment. So all the topics that I will be covering will have an assignment which you have to submit on email. So don't worry about this email. When the right time comes, the email will be also provided to you. Okay. All the topics. So basically, let's say we have 20 topics in Python. So all the 20 topics will have an assignment which you have to submit at a particular time. So there will be a deadline, of course. Okay. So once the assignment is uploaded in your drive, I will let you know about it. But yes, there is a deadline that you guys have to follow strictly, and that you have to submit within a deadline. So what we will do is our team will evaluate it, and if any problem with the assignment, they will just give you the feedback in the reply email. Okay, so that's the thing that we have done. Okay, then what we can do is initially what not now, okay, afterwards when the main class starts, no, so what I will do is I will always delay the class by 15 minutes. Now why the delay? Because the first 15 minutes you can ask a doubt of the previous classes. Okay, so that we can just invest some 15 minutes there and we can just talk about some initial classes there. Okay, the second thing is people take time to join. Okay, so some has a net problem, some has a joining problem, so we will keep that safe buffer in a timeline so that we can everyone can come and we can start together. Okay, all doubt related to assignment. So let's say I have given you assignment. Okay, and that assignment you have some any kind of doubt. So what you can do is you can book a one-to-one session and you can just clear out your doubts. You can just clear out your doubts. Okay, and that will be one-to-one session, guys. So our instructor and you will be only there and you can ask whatever doubts you want to ask. If the doubt is related to the session which I am taking, so you are free to ask in this 15 minutes time. But let's say you have a doubt in assignment. Okay, so that assignment you have to book a one-to-one session and everything will be cleared there. Okay, each and everything will be cleared there. Feel free to ask any doubts about the career, mental health, job switch. So basically, guys, if you have any problem, okay, just treat me as your brother. Okay, don't treat me as your instructor. You can just call me out and you can just ask me whatever you want to ask related to job, mental health, and anything. It's your choice. Okay. Preferred timing is 11 to 12 p.m. IST. Why I'm doing that is because in the morning time, no, I am just busy in the meeting. So it can happen that I cannot pick your call. In that scenario, just I'm just giving this time, but you can try. Okay, you can just drop me a message that you have so and so issues and you want to talk to me. So I will just call you back or I will drop a message for you. Okay. All the topics covered in the upcoming mail will be conveyed to you prior only so that you can be prepared in the advance. So this is very simple. So in the future, what topic I will cover, I will tell you 1 week prior only so that you guys can prepare and you guys know what to do and what not. Okay. So these are the points that you have to keep in mind. Point number 6, I think I missed this out. So basically, there is a Telegram group, guys. Okay, this Telegram group is not of Tutort. Okay, it is not promoting Tutort. It is just my Telegram group to help the data scientist people. So I keep on posting the interviews. I keep on posting the job. I keep on posting the job interview questions. I keep on posting the GitHub projects and stuff like that. Okay, so if you are interested, you can join. This is not a mandatory thing. This is just I've given. If you're interested, you can join. So I will copy the link and I will paste in the chat box. Okay. So guys, any doubts? Let me see the chat box. Oh, okay. I have a question in chat box. Hi Afsan, if we have some doubts on weekdays, how soon we can schedule a doubt or a class? Okay. So guys, your classes are on the weekends, but doubt session is every day. Okay. For example, let's say in the afternoon I have taken a class. So tomorrow you can schedule on Monday. You can schedule a 15 minutes one-to-one session. Okay, Shimanchal. So it's not that you have to wait for another weekend to clear it out. No, the DAO session goes every weekdays. So you can book your slot and you can just ask whatever you want to ask. Clear? Okay, great. So guys, what I will do now, so I will copy all the links and paste in the code share, guys. Okay, so you can just, so on the right hand side of the code share, you can see a download button. You can click on this download and this notebook will get downloaded. Okay, on the same lines, what I will do is, this is a Telegram link. This is the GitHub link. And this is the Kaggle. Okay, all the links are given here. You can open it, you can download it, whatever you want to do, you can do it, but don't cut paste it, okay? Because this notebook now will reflect in all the laptops if you have opened the link. So don't cut paste it, always try to copy paste. Okay, so it's a request. So before starting the class, anyone has a doubt that you want to convey or that you want to ask, please go ahead. If till here is clear to everyone, you can write your response in a chat box that clear or okay or done or whatever you want to give. So that I will be aware that yes, everyone understood it and everyone is. I have a 4 years of industry experience in data scientist. So this is a question posted by Nikhil that can you please share your career experience, corporate journey and working as a data scientist, project, work on and working. Okay. So basically, I'm a 2019 pass out. Okay, 2019 pass out, and I've done my CSE in Don Bosco College of Engineering, Goa. Okay, so basically, I am born and brought up in Goa itself. So I've done all my schooling and college in the Goa itself, and now after the 19, so I have joined a company. Okay, and in that company, so it's not a company. Basically, it was a startup that we were working in. So it's a product called as Deep Interview. So Deep Interview is a fully AI ML project that we focused on, and the purpose of that project is to take an interview without using the manual work. Okay, that was the purpose. So that project I was working on. Then I decided I will move to a company. Then I moved to a company called as Tech Secure. In that, I was working as a ML ops, that is machine learning operations and DevOps. And then I finally decided I will move to Kargil. So right now I'm in Kargil. Okay, and I'm in a Kargil. I'm working as a cybersecurity and the ML automation. Okay, so this is about me, Nikhil. Okay, so cybersecurity. So we are working on the with the client so that we can use machine learning to automate some kind of steps. That is the project that is going on. So I cannot give you detail about it, but yeah, this is about me. So now let's move to the very important part, the softwares that you require. Okay, so in this Python journey, the software that you require is Anaconda. Okay, so Anaconda. So this Anaconda, I hope everyone has installed it, or someone is yet to be installed. So guys, those who have not installed, no, you can write yes or no depending on what scenario it is. But what I will do is I will just give you the links so that you can install it. Okay, this is not there. Okay, so I will go to okay, so you can just copy. I will copy it and I will paste it. So those who have done it, great. Okay, there is no problem. Those who have not done it, they have missed the part. So in the code share, I'm just giving you the link. For example, Anaconda link. So from here you can download it. Okay, I think there's a problem. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is a download link that you can just use it. Okay, now let me tell you why we are using Anaconda. Okay, what is the purpose of using Anaconda? So the first of all, it is open source. What do you mean by open source? Can anyone tell me? What do you mean by open source? I think many people are from the IT background, so they will know about it.
A tool which can be downloaded without cost actually, which is available for everyone.
To add on to it, the code is basically the base code or the source code is available online free of cost, and the user are very much free to, even if they want, they can go ahead and add on to it.
Yeah, so when we combine these two, so basically open source is license free, so you don't have to pay for it. The source code is available on the GitHub. Okay, you can just contribute to it. Okay, so this is what you mean by open source. Then user friendly. Okay, so when I say user friendly, the Anaconda bot is given to you will provide each and everything so easily that you can install the package, you can search for anything, you can switch between any environments. Okay, so all the things can be done very easily. So it's not like any other ID that you have to do a lot of struggle. No, Anaconda is a very well maintained by developers, and it is very user friendly, and you will get to know why I'm saying that. Okay, and trusted. Trust is nothing but lot of companies use this Anaconda navigator. In my company also, trust me. Okay, even though we have a Python now, but we don't install Python directly in a laptop. We go with Anaconda and then Python, because the Anaconda, it provides such a beautiful environments and stuff like that. It is very easy to use. Okay, so that's why it is trusted by a lot of companies nowadays. Okay, so guys, Anaconda, no, it's not an editor. Let me just tell you, it's a platform. Okay, it's a platform which have a lot of apps. So whichever apps you want to open, you can open it and you can work with it. Okay, and this Anaconda distribution is used by many of the companies in the initial phase. When I say initial phase, so see, in a data science, when I talk about data science pipeline, no, so you have something called as data cleaning, then you have something called as data visualization. So only till these two parts it is heavily used. Okay, in these two parts, this Jupyter notebook is heavily used. After this machine learning part, then comes something called as deployment in the cloud. Okay, and for that you require some kind of IDs like Visual Studio Code, or let's say IntelliJ, or let's say PyCharm. Okay, so Anaconda is the platform which will provide you the IDs to work with. Okay, Nikhil, so Anaconda distribution is not an IDE. Inside Anaconda, we have something called a Jupyter notebook. That is IDE that we're working on. Got it, Nikhil? It's just a software that is given to you. Okay, in this software, you have a lot of apps to launch. and once you, whichever app you want to launch, you can click on that and you can launch that app. Okay, so let's try to do that. So everyone go to your Windows and just type Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so once you type Anaconda Navigator, you will see this kind of icon on the screen. So once you see this kind of icon on your screen, just click on it. So it will take initial 1 to 2 minutes. So be patient there. So it's not like that it's not working. Just wait, it will just work. So again, I will repeat, everyone go to this, okay, and just type Anaconda Navigator. The first link, the first this thing what you get with a round circular green icon, just click on that. Okay, I hope it should open somewhere. Yeah, it's getting open. See, great. So it got open now, and this is the different softwares that you can see. Some are pre-installed for you, and some you have to install depending on the use case that you want to use. So everyone, are you on the same page with me? Guys, you can give your response. Yeah, you can give your response chat box also. Okay? There's no problem that you have to always speak. So it's up to you. You can speak at no problem. But yeah, you can give the answer or yes or no in the chat box. It's totally up to you. Okay. So as you can see in this Anaconda, we have a lot of softwares. Okay. So we have command prompt, which we are not focusing on right now. The only thing that we are focusing right now is Jupyter Notebook, guys. Okay. Jupyter Notebook. So everyone, please click on this launch button. So once you click on this launch button, what will happen is it will open something in your browser. Okay, something will get open in your browser and it will look something like this. Okay, so these files, what you can see here, okay, 3D object, Anaconda 3 and stuff like this, these are the files that is located in your laptop. Okay, so everyone will see a different folder structure depending on which laptop you have or what things you have in a laptop. Okay, so these are the different files and folders that we have. Now, whenever we try to do any kind of project or any kind of courses, we always try to make a folder of it. For example, now you're doing a Python course, so you will make a Python folder, and inside that folder you will keep all the files. Okay, so you will try to manage everything very efficiently, right? Now here, if you want to create a folder of your choice, so what you have to do is on the right hand side, you can see something called as new. Okay, you can see something called as new button. Just click on that button and you will see something called as folder here. Okay, you will see something called as folder. So what you have to do is you have to just click on this folder. And once you click on this folder, what will happen is by default, the folder will be created with the name of untitled folder. So just search for you and see untitled folder. Okay, so this is the default name that is given to a folder. Now, of course, we will be not using this folder as untitled folder, right? It is always that we will try to rename this. So then the question comes, how to rename this? The answer is on the left hand side, you have a check box. You can click here, and once you click here, 3 options will be enabled in the starting, that is rename, move and delete. So whichever operation you want to perform, you can perform. For example, I want to rename it. So I will click on rename. Okay, and I will just give here 3rd April batch. So this is the name which I am giving, guys. Okay, so that I can keep everything in a very structured manner. You can give anything of your choice. Okay, the name can be anything of your choice. 3rd April batch. Once this is done, I will click on rename. And once you do a rename, you will see that particular folder will be renamed with 3rd April batch. So for those, I hope for everyone the Anaconda is installed and working. If it's not installed, please install it. If any problem, you can just message me on my WhatsApp number. You can send me the screenshot of the errors and I will try to fix it out. Okay. Oh, so instead of sending the personal message, no, you can just talk in a group also. In a group also, I've been added. Okay, so it's every all the messages will be in the same place then. Okay. So guys, still here is clear? Yeah, chat screen, please. Now, if we want to go inside a folder, so what we have to do is we have to just click on 3rd April batch. And once you click on this 3rd April batch, you will be inside that particular folder. And everyone should see a message, the notebook list is empty.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here what we'll do is we will try to create a Jupyter notebook file. So Jupyter notebook file, as the name suggests, Jupyter notebook, right? So in the higher secondary or in the college, we try to maintain a notebook. What was the purpose of maintaining a notebook? Okay, one purpose is that okay, a teacher will scold you. That's the other purpose. But what is the other purpose of maintaining a notebook?
So the data will just start.
Sorry, the data.
Like what you taught, we can kind of take a notes.
Yeah, correct. So that later when you want to revise it, you can just open the notes and you can revise it. Okay, for example, let's say you have written some formula. So that formula means you can write it so that later when you open it, you will understand that formula. Simple. The same purpose is here in Jupyter Notebook. So in Jupyter Notebook, you can write a code as well as the notes also. Okay, so you don't have to create an extra notebook here. So you can do everything in a Jupyter Notebook itself. So let's try to explore it out. So to work with a Jupyter Notebook, you have to click on New and click on Python 3. Click on New and click on Python 3. And once you do that, a new browser will get open with something like this on the screen right now. So let's try to get our hand dirty on the Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So let's try to do a little bit of work here. So in this Jupyter Notebook, you can rename the Jupyter Notebook. So how you can rename it? On the top, you can see something called as untitled. Okay, so when you click on this untitled, you can rename this anything of your choice. So for example, I will be doing class 1 and that will be intro of Jupyter Notebook. Okay, you can give anything of your choice. This class 1, class 2, class 3, so that if I upload this notebook in the Google Drive, you will get to know that what was taught in class 1 with directly reading the title. Okay, so that's the purpose I do like this. So it's my style of doing it. It's totally up to you how you want to save the file. But the main point here is to save a file, you have to just click on this text box. When you click it, you will see a pop-up and you can rename it anything of your choice. So now the important part that you and everyone has to understand is this part, which I will mark for you guys. This part that you can see like a rectangular thing. Okay, this is the important part that everyone should understand. So this is a place and this place is called as cell. Okay, this place is called as cell, C-E-L-L. Now this cell can be of two types. One is Markdown and one is coding shell. One is Markdown and one is a coding shell. So the Markdown cell, so this cell can be converted into a Markdown and a coding shell. So in a coding shell, we can only write a Python code. We can only and only write a Python code, guys. Okay, so this is a thing that you have to be very careful. So when it is a coding shell, you can only and only write a Python coding, and if it's a Markdown shell, you can write the notes slash documentation. Okay, so the same notes, in the company it is called as documentation. Okay, or you can say it has a note also. So Markdown and a coding shell. Okay, now this area where I have written this. Now, how to identify whether it's a Markdown or a coding shell? Correct? Very simple question. The answer of this is, if you see IN and a bracket. IN stands for input, and this bracket will contain the execution cell number. Okay, that is not a worry about, but if you see this IN and a bracket, then this is called as coding shell, guys. This is called as coding shell. So you can only and only write a Python code here. So let's try to do one thing. Let's try to write a basic Python code. So I will delete this. Control X. I will clear this. Yeah. So everyone just write print. And one more beautiful thing about Python now, that Python is like an English language. Okay. But in a syntax way. So it is not like that, please print this for me. No. So print, and whatever you want to print, you can write this inside a string, and you can write your name here. So inside a string, just write your name. So I'm writing my name here, Afsan Khan. So you can write your respective name. So this is a basic Python code to print Afsan Khan on the screen. Okay. But this is a code that we have written. But anywhere we have told Python to execute this code, guys, anywhere we have mentioned it, we have just written a code, right? Yes. So this code is just written. So we have to execute this also. To execute this, you have to click on this run button. RUN. So once you click on this run button, this particular cell will be executed. So just click on this run, and as the output, you will see Afsan Khan will be printed on the screen like this. Everyone try this. How I will get to know this now? Currently, I have two cells on the screen right now. Correct? One is print Afsan Khan and one is the empty shell. Now, can you observe and tell me that which cell is selected right now? The first one or second one?
Second one.
Second one. And that cell is a Markdown shell or a coding shell?
Coding shell.
Coding shell.
It's a coding shell. Okay, so you can write only and only strictly the Python codes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I want to create a multiple cells, for example, let's say I want to create a multiple cells above this print Afsan. I want to create a cell above this. So what I will do is I will select this particular cell first and click on insert. So when I click on insert, you can see two options. The first one is insert cell above, insert cell below. So whatever you want to do, you can do it. So basically, let's say I want to insert cell above. So I will just click it, and you will see one cell will be inserted on top of this. Okay, if I want to insert cell below, so I will select it, and insert cell below will insert the cell below of that. So like this, you can insert n number of cells according to your use case. So either you can insert a cell above or insert the cell below. It's totally up to you how you want to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's say you have created a cell which is unwanted, which you don't want, which you want to delete it. So to delete a particular shell, first select the cell that you want to delete. For example, let's say I want to delete this cell. So select this cell and click on edit. And once you click on edit, you will see something called as delete cells. Just click on this delete cells and you will see the cell will be deleted. So this is how you can delete the cells which you want to delete. Everyone try these three things. One is insertion and deletion of the cells. If till here, if everything is crystal clear to you, you can write clear in the chat screen box, so that I will get to know that everyone is following me.
Just one thing, whatever we do automatically, it gets saved or?
Yeah, so basically first time you have to do it. So for example, if you can see my top screen, there's something called as 12 minutes ago, correct?
Yeah.
And it is auto saved. So see, it is auto saved. So whatever you do, it will be auto saved. But let's say if you want to save it, so you can just do Control plus S and it will save. See, a few seconds ago. Okay. So basically it's auto saved. So you don't have to worry about it. It will be saved automatically.
Option, just a doubt here actually. Like, let's say I'm writing something in the cell one, and then like let's example for creating a variable in the cell one and then using it in the cell two. Is that possible, or it need to be everything in the same cell? Like if I want
No. So this Jupyter notebook will act as a verb. So you can write a variable here and you can use this variable anywhere else, because the only the editor, so the whole notebook will have a same memory address, right? It's just a different cell that we have.
it's
Okay,
a
so what?
same project, is it? Like whatever we write,
Yes. So it will be acting, it will be just pointing to a same memory location. So it doesn't matter if you have initialized it, you can use anywhere in the code or anywhere in the cell.
Okay.
So that's why this is Jupyter notebook. So you can execute each line at every step and you can see actually what is happening. Getting my point? So that's why this Jupyter notebook is very user friendly. You got my point now?
Yeah, thanks.
So you can just do this and you can just do print A and you can just see what is happening in each of the lines. This is the beauty of it. Okay. Great. So we have seen how to rename the notebook. We have seen how to save the notebook. We have seen how to insert the cell. We have seen how to delete the cell. Correct? Now there's a one more cell, right, which I've told you. That is Markdown cell. Now, if you want to create a Markdown cell, for example, this particular cell, you want to create a Markdown, what you have to do is select this cell and there's a drop down that you can see. So this drop down. So once you click on this drop down, you can see something called as Markdown. So just click on this Markdown and you will notice something. What you have noticed, guys?
Some notes. It's just a normal text.
No, something got disappeared. Have you noticed that?
Yes. Input.
Yes, the input. Whenever a cell does not have an input before that, that is a Markdown cell. Whenever it has an input, that is an input cell where you can only input the Python code. But now this cell is called as a Markdown cell. Now here you can write anything of your choice. For example, let's say I will do one thing. I will just create one cell above this, insert cell above. I will convert this into a Markdown and I will write print statement. So print statement is used to print something on the screen. And after doing this, just click on this run button. Okay, after doing this, just click on this run button and you will see a proper notebook here. So let's say next time when you open this notebook for a revision, so if you forget by chance that what a print statement does, you can read the above statement. Print statement is used to print something on the screen and you will just click it back. So this is what I was saying, Jupyter notebook. So now guys, now it justifies the name Jupyter notebook.
Yep.
Okay, so you can write the code as well as the notes also. Okay, and let's say you want to edit this notes. So basically what you have to do is just double click on here. Once you double click it, it will be again in an edit position and you can write whatever you want to write here. Okay. Now the beautiful thing about the Jupyter notebook now, this Markdown is that you can write everything very properly. Let's say you want to write as a title, then a bullet points, you can write it. But for that, you have to maintain some kind of syntax. For example, if this print statement, you want it as a title, that is bold, italic, and large, you have to put hash before it. Okay, you have to put hash before it, and space is important, guys. Between the first letter and the hash, this space is important. You have to give the space, otherwise it will not work. Okay, once you have given the space, again click on run and you will see a beautiful title will be there now. So print statement.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
It will be great if you can teach us the shortcuts as well as instead of using the above icon side by side. If you can tell us if for the run you can use a control plus C, a control plus R, something like that.
great. So I will do that. I will do that. So after this, no, once you get a used on Jupyter notebook, then I will tell you the important shortcuts also. So that was a future part that I was going to tell you.
Sure. And also, I'm not getting why we are calling it as a Jupyter notebook. Just now you've explained it. That point also I've missed it.
So now it's clear, or no, should I explain one more time?
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Okay. So Jupyter is the name of the software that we're using. Okay, ID.
Hmm.
But why notebook? So let's take a simple example. So when we used to go to a college, we try to maintain a notebook. Correct?
Yes.
What was the purpose of notebook? So that we can write something on the notebook. Why we're writing the notebook? So that let's say if some exams are coming, so instead of reading the whole textbook, we can read the important points from the notebook directly. So refer becomes very easy. Do you agree on that?
Okay. Got it.
Yes or no? Yeah, it becomes easy, right? So in the same way, now I will be teaching you a lot of stuffs, right? So what you can do is you can write like this very beautifully, so that if suppose let's say I'm using def and you don't know about this, but somehow you have written the notes above this that def is the function call that we have to do. So once you open this notebook by reading this only we get to know, right, what def is. So instead of seeing my recording videos and wasting your 2 hours time, you can just read the notes and you can just go through it. That's why Jupyter Notebook. Making sense now?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the purpose of this. Okay, great. So anyone has a doubt? Okay. So now this print statement, if you see, this is a title. So this notebook, no guys, you can do anything of your choice. Okay, there's no restriction, there's nothing. However you want to write a note, you can write a note according to your choice. If you want to write with a title case and stuff like that, that's totally up to you. Okay. Now let's say this is a single hash that we are putting, right? So the same thing, if I do with a double hash, you will see that the size will decrease. Still it is bold, still it is the size are bigger, but it will be smaller than the previous one. So the point here is, as you keep increasing the number of hashes, the size keeps on decreasing. So this can be acted as a, let's say, a point, a title, then a subtitle, then let's say subpoints. So if you try to increase the number of hashes, print statement and execute it, you will see the first hash, the single hash is very it's a largest that you have, then the more small, then the more small, then the more small, and the last one. Okay, the 5 hashes that you can see, that is the last one that you can use, and that will be bold as well as italic also. Okay, so this is how you can take a leverage of this and you can write a notebook. Please note, between the hash and this, the space is important. If you don't put it, then it will be treated as a normal string. So the space is important. Everyone try this.
And can we change the font color as well as?
No, basically you can, but not with simple. Okay, then you have to do a lot of hard work there.
Okay.
So the font and everything, you can change it, but it will be hard work. But the answer is yes. Okay. Now let's say I want to write a bullet point. Okay, so bullet points can be a numbered point also, or a bullet point. For example, let's say I want to write point 1, that is numerical point. So numerical point. So I can do 1 dot space and I can write, let's say, point 1. 2 dot space point 2. 3 dot space point 3. Now guys, I am enforcing on space. Okay, because again the space is important. So 1 dot you can write together, but after dot and the first letter, the space is important. So now if you click on this run, you will see a beautiful points here, a numerical point, 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot. And whatever points you want to write, you can write it point wise. Okay. On the same lines, if you want to write a bullet point, okay, you can write a bullet point. The only difference is in the bullet point, you have to put a star. So star and point 1. Star and point 2. Star point 3. Okay, so once you are satisfied, okay, these are the points that I want to write, you just click on run and you will see a point here, a bullet here. Okay. So this way you can write anything of your choice and you can maintain a proper notebook for yourself. And that's why the name is Jupyter Notebook. So before moving forward, till here, it's clear to each one of you, each and every point is clear to each one of you. Now, what we'll do is we will try to understand the shortcut keys. Okay. So we have seen how to create a new cell. We have seen how to delete a shell. We have seen how to convert a shell into a markdown, and we have seen how to convert a markdown to a coding pad again, right? Now, to use a shortcut key, so I don't know whether you have noticed or not. The border, you can see a color there, right? What is the color of the border right now?
Green.
It is green, correct? Press escape button of your keyboard and now tell me what is the color.
Black.
Press the escape button of your keyboard and tell me what is the color now.
Black.
Black. Are you sure? For me, it's blue.
For me also it's blue actually.
So for me also it's blue.
Yeah, it will be blue only, I think, most probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this color difference now is not for a fancy. Okay, there is a meaning for it. So when you are in the green in color, okay, when you see a border is in green in color, so that green color indicates that you are in the writing mode. So that green color indicates that you are in writing mode. So basically, whatever keyboard buttons you will use, it will start writing on the screen. For example, see A, B, C, D, everything is getting is written in the coding shell, right? Then you have a blue color. Now this blue color indicates that your command line is activated. Your command is activated. Command is activated. Okay. Let me explain it very simple. Now, when I click on this cell, so it is in a writing mode or in a command mode, guys?
Writing mode.
It is in writing mode. So whatever keys, so in an insert you saw A, B, right? In the edit you saw X, C, Z. Now this will not work because it is in writing mode. So if you try to press A, B, it is writing on the screen. To To make this work, you have to convert first this into a command mode. How to activate command mode? Escape. That's it. And now insert means A you have to press, right? So now press A. So escape and A. You will see a cells are getting created on the top with the help of shortcut keys. Escape B. You will see a lot of cells are getting. So basically you can keep on pressing B now, and n number of cells you can create very quickly with the help of a shortcut. Please note the blue is very important. Blue because blue stands for command. If it's green in color, then this A, B, and whatever shortcuts you will be using, it will not work. So be careful. Okay. Now let's say while doing this, I have deleted a lot of. I have included a lot of cells, right? So see a lot of unwanted cells. So if I want to delete the cells, again same thing. You have to activate a command mode, and then you have to press D 2 times. So if you click on edit now, you can see delete cells, and it is 2 times DD, right? So same thing you have to do here also, escape and D 2 times, and when you do it, see it is getting deleted very easily. This also is getting deleted very easily. See, so this is how you can delete the cells also. If you want to convert this cell into a markdown cell, escape and M, capital M. M stands for markdown. Okay, so M, and once you press it, see it has been converted to a markdown cell. Again, if you want to convert a markdown to a coding shell, you have to press Y. Y, yes, the first letter is Y, right? That you have to press, and when you press Y, you will see again it is converted to a coding shell. So this is how you can switch between a coding shell and a markdown shell depending on the needs that you have.
For the coding shell, I have to click on Y now.
Y, yeah. Make sure it's a command mode is activated and press on Y. So you can see IN here. So if you see IN, it has been converted to a markdown again. Oh, sorry, coding shell again.
Is it escape Y or just Y?
See, if it is already blue, then your escape is to convert it to blue. So like for example, let's say right now it is green, right? So then you have to press escape button. But let's say it is blue already for you, then just press Y. Got my point? Because for you it is already in a command mode. For me, if I anywhere click inside it now, it converts to green.
Yeah.
So that's how you have. Now let's say these are the basic shortcuts that we have given. Okay, these are the basic shortcuts that I have given to you. But let's say you want to explore more out of this. Okay, because everyone is a coder here, so everyone is used to use the shortcut keys, right? So what you can do is you can click on help, and you will see something called as keyboard shortcuts. So once you click on this keyboard shortcuts, you will see a lot of keyboard shortcuts here. So whichever you want to use, whichever you want to learn, you can go ahead and you can learn, guys. Okay, it's totally up to you. I've just given you the basic ones. See, this is what I was telling. There's something called as edit mode. Allows you to type code or text into a cell. Okay, and it is indicated by the green border. Command mode binds the keyboard to the notebook level command, and it is indicated by the gray cell border with a blue left margin. So this is what I was saying about. So this is about a Jupyter notebook, guys. Anything you want to ask, please go ahead. Okay, guys. So I hope there's no doubt still here. It's clear to everyone?
Yeah, sir, it's clear.
Okay, great.
Yes, it's cool.
So this is a place where we'll be writing a Python code. Okay. Now let's try to dive more into Python now. Okay, so this was an introduction about a software that we'll be using throughout the session. Okay, so in the stats also, in the machine learning also, we'll be using Jupyter notebook. But once you move to a deployment, guys, then I will give you a real-time experience that what we do in company using the VS Code or some kind of editor. But that is a later phase. Okay, so that part I will talk when the right time comes. But right now we will be using Jupyter Notebook for our work. Okay. Now, if you come to this 3rd April batch again, if you open this tab again, you will see an extension IPYNB. So that is a file name class1 intro Jupyter Notebook that you have given, but this file is being saved as IPYNB. Okay, so the important point what I'm pointing here is, does anyone knows what is the extension for a Python file?
.py.
Yes. Okay. So universal extension for
It's getting multiple coding part.
.py file. Yeah. So I will just convert it to a markup. Okay. So universal extension for a Python file is .py file. But once you write anything inside Jupyter Notebook, guys, okay, so you are kind of restricted here. What I mean by restricted now, in Jupyter Notebook, the file that is getting saved is as IPYNB. The meaning of IPYNB is interactive Python notebook. Interactive Python notebook. Okay, now the problem, not a problem I can say, but you have to think, you have to be careful here. That in the Jupyter notebook, no, you can only read the Python files and you can only write into Python files. Okay, so this is what an extension of a Jupyter notebook is. So this IPYNB file, no, you cannot use anywhere inside a Visual Studio Code or anywhere else. Okay, you can only use in the Jupyter notebook. But the good thing that they have done now, they have taken care of this by, suppose let's say if you have written a code and you want to download or use that code as a py file, not as a normal file, as a .py file. So what you can do is you can click on file and you can click on download, and whichever extension you want you can download. So I can download as py file also. So automatically this particular notebook will be converted into a .py file, guys. Okay, that leverage they have given to us. First, just trying to tell you that the extension for all the Jupyter notebook that you will use will be always IPYNB. And this is a universal extension for a file, that is .py file.
.ipynb we can only use within the Jupyter notebook.
Yes, only with Jupyter notebook. So this IPNB file now will only work for Jupyter notebook, not for any other IDs.
And suppose if I will download the file and change the extension manually to the .py,
No, it will not work. So that tech only works with MP4 to MP3 and stuff like that, but this it will not work because altogether it's a different code base.
And where we need to go to convert it?
To convert it, you have to just go to file and click on download and just click on whichever extension you want to download. I'll just do this. Okay, so I hope I am audible, guys, to everyone.
Yes.
Actually, I have to switch off my router for 5 minutes, so that's why I've switched to mobile internet. So I hope it's clear. My voice is clear. Okay. Now we keep on saying that I have a Windows OS, I have a Linux OS, I have Mac OS. But my point is, what is OS? First, tell me what is the full form of OS.
Operating system.
Okay, great. Operating system. But what is the operating? So you know the full form, operating system. But what is the definition of OS? Or what is the actual OS is?
It
Say
is like
operating system is providing us the configurations or the environment where we can run our software. Like if it is a 32-bit, 64-bit, and all the hardware configuration is, I mean, on top of the hardware configuration, there is a software configuration which allow us to run our various other programs.
Okay, okay, well said, well said. Anyone else want to try a different definition?
operating system is just like it manages or mm, whatever the operations that we want to perform on the CPU.
Okay, okay,
It
well
just
done.
yeah, it just helps us to it helps us in managing all the operations which we want to perform.
Okay, great. So in short, operating system is a software. Okay, so it's a software that you install that will manage the hardware for you, that will manage the software for you. Okay, so OS is a software that will try to manage the hardware and the software for you. For example, let's say when you open the laptop, so it gets boots up, right? So what is the meaning of boots up? So basically all the motherboard components that you have, it is getting connected automatically. Why that is happening? It is not magical. That is happening. That is happening because of, okay, so that is happening because of this particular OS, because they have coded the OS in such a way that you can write. So they have coded, sorry, my bad. So they have coded the OS in such a way that it will try to manage everything automatically. For example, now you are using Zoom, right? Now where this Zoom is running, how this Zoom is getting maintained, how much RAM this Zoom will use, everything you don't have to worry about. Is everything OS is taking care of. Once you connect your keyboard or a mouse in a laptop, the only thing what you have to do is the connection. Rest the internal connection will be done automatically by the OS. So in short, OS is a software that you try to install so that it can manage the hardware and the software automatically by the OS. That is exactly what an OS is. Okay, so everyone knows the full form of it, but no one actually knows the definition of it. And this is the actual definition. OS is a software that try to handle the hardware and the software part of it. Okay, so how many types of OS do we have? We have three types of OS. One is Windows, one is Mac, and one is Linux. Okay, so most of the company and most of the people use Windows. Very few people use Mac because yes, it's expensive, so we cannot talk about it. Linux. So see, if you are in the world of cloud, okay, if you are in the world of cloud computing, then Linux is the thing that you must know, guys. Okay, so if you are using Linux, it's very good for your cloud and future stuffs. Okay, so these are the different operating system that we have. Okay, let's talk about one more very most heard. Let's say OS is the most heard, right? Same way we have something called as programming language. What do you mean by programming language, guys? I'm not talking about C, Java, or something. I'm talking about a programming language to be specific. So what is a programming language?
We can define a programming language in such a way like to interact with the computer. Like whatever instructions we are giving to the computer, computer is able to understand the particular instruction and give us the desired output.
Correct. Excellent. Excellent. Anyone else with a different definition? Okay, great. So basically, programming language nothing but set of instructions. Okay, set of instructions given to computer to perform a task. Okay, so programming language nothing but a set of instructions. For example, see here. So I am instructing my Python that print Afsan Khan on the screen. So my task was to print Afsan Khan on the screen. So I am just instructing by writing a syntax here. Okay, so set of instructions. So this is an instruction that I am using to print Afsan Khan on the screen. Okay, so this is what you called as programming language. Does anyone knows how many types of programming language do we have?
Can't we say it like a high level or a low level programming language?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So C++, Java and everything, they can be categorized as a high level language, and interpreter and compiler kind of stuff can be known as a low level language. So basically, programming language can be divided into two parts. The first one is a HLL, that stands for high level language. Then we have second one, that is LLL, that is nothing but low level language. Low level language. Let's try to understand what is HLL and what is LLL. So high level language is nothing but it is programmer friendly. It is programmer friendly. Okay, so basically you can write this thing very easy. Like for example, see this. You are writing print here, and then you are writing Afsan Khan. So this is programmer friendly. But let me ask you one thing. Which type of language does your machine understand? Which type of language does your machine understand?
Bit instructions.
Okay, so your machine can only understand, guys, 0 and 1s, nothing more than that. Okay, your machine can only understand 0 and 1s. Try to keep this in mind. Okay, so even though you are writing this, okay, and when you execute it now, this also is getting converted into 0 and 1s. But we as a human cannot write 0 and 1s every time, right? So that's why for us we have something called as high level language. Okay, that is a programmer friendly. And examples are, you have okay, let's say Java, C. In short, whatever language you have, that is called as a high level language. So Java, C, PHP, JavaScript, whatever you have is called as a high level language. Then we have something called as low level language, and that stands for, so the meaning of low level language is that it is machine friendly. It is machine friendly, and the example is assembly language, and stuff like that. Okay, assembly language and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what a high level language is and a low level language is. So among this high level language and a low level language, which one do we prefer?
High.
Okay, we always prefer high level language. The simple example is this, guys. So when I do a is equal to 10, so let's say I have to add two numbers. So I will do a equal to 10 and I will do b is equal to 20, and I want to add this. So I will do print a plus b, execute it, and you got the output as 30. So basically you want to achieve that, you want to add it a two number. Okay, and if you want to add a two number, then you have to do a plus b, that is 30. So see how easily and how simply we have written this, right? But the same thing if you want to write in LLL. So let's say this is a high level language, that what you have written here, and this is the low level language. So the same thing I will convert into a low level language. Okay, now one more thing. So when I said that our machine only understands the low level language, so in the keyboard if you see it's all alphanumeric, right? Then how, when I press A, F, S, A, how
Afsan, actually, there is a lag in your voice. I'm not sure it's just for me.
Yeah, it's for me as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's for me as well.
now it's better, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was asking, or what I was telling was that this is a code that we have written in high level language, right? So my question was very simple, that in your keyboard you can see ABCD, you can see caps lock, you can see 1 2 3 4 and stuff like that, right? Now my point is very simple. I said that your laptop or your computer can only understand a language of low level language, that is 0 and 1s. Then how your laptop gets to know that okay, you have pressed A, you have pressed E, you have pressed W, you have pressed 1? How it gets to know that? Because this is AQ, this is what human can read, right? But your laptop can read only 0 and 1s. So how this is working? Does anyone know?
Yeah, that's why we are using the compiler or interpreters. We are converting the high level language into the low level language.
Yeah, but there should be some rules for that, right? But basically, what A will convert to, what B will convert to, there will be some specific rules for that, right?
Yeah, that's why we are writing a programming language, which is in which we are defining the which is converting into the which syntax.
No. Let's see. Basically, when you type A in the keyboard, it is understanding what you type, right?
Hmm.
It is because of something called as ASCII characters. Have you
Uh,
heard about it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, ASCII. So American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So this ASCII character, just go back, ASCII yes. So guys, your all the keyboard keys that you can see is associated with a specific number. Always, okay? You go to any of the world, this remains the same. This is a universal thing that is maintained by all the IT firms. Okay, so basically all the keyboards that you see here, all the keyboard button that you see will be associated with a number. So A is 97, B is 98, C is 99, and so on, guys. Okay. So this is how. So when you press A, F, S, A, N, first that A gets converted to a number, and then this number gets converted to a binary number. And to convert to a binary number, we have a rule for that also. Okay. So actually, this is what happens in the real-time scenario. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is high level language, low level language. So what I will do is, for a time being, I will stop here. I will just ping Abhishek to join the session, and take the 15 minutes of extra session of yours and to explain each and everything. But guys, be frank, okay? You have understood each and everything, right? Any problem with the teaching style, any problem with anything, you can just tell me. I will try to improve it next time. but feedback is always welcome. So did you understand today's class?
Yes.
Yes.
The pace was good?
Yes, it is fine.
Yes.
Okay, great. So just if you want to ask anything, guys, please ask. Meanwhile, I will just ping Abhishek for taking the exercise for you.